Before we jump in today, we just wanted to give you a quick heads up. We do talk about the end of a pet's life in this episode, and we know that that can be very tender for some people. So please take care of yourself and listen when it feels right.
This is Chiming In with Elise and David.
We wanted to dedicate today's episode to a very dear friend. His name was Prince Harry,
Yes.
the dog.
Yes. He was a very special dog.
Some of our best friends had to say goodbye to their loved one, their pup of a dozen or so years. And it, as anyone knows who's ever had a pet, it is gut-wrenching and devastating, and the loss is so immense. Obviously for the immediate family, but those little guys touch all of us, and we're lucky enough to have such good friends that it feels like it's one of our own, or
And
like we're like the grandparents because we don't have to take care of it. I guess
That's right. Just get to enjoy him. Yeah, we got to say goodbye to him last night over dinner.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, we walked into our friend's home, and our other friends joined us, so there were 6 of us, and it just was so beautiful to share that time together. And all of us had heavy hearts, but we were able to have a semi-normal dinner and conversation, and really just gathered around him and just enjoyed those last minutes of goodbye. And then we got our text this morning that said he had passed. And it just brought a lot up, I think, for us. We wanted to not only dedicate... Oh, by the way, Prince Harry was a Chinese crested, so they're hairless. So that's the awesome joke of his name, Harry. Get it? I loved that. One of a kind, for sure.
You got to walk with him a lot when you would
So
walk.
much. Yeah, he loved me.
Yeah,
Of course he did.
of course he did. All animals love you, and babies.
No, he was great. So yeah, it just brought up a lot of thoughts about not only how blessed we are and grateful for our close friendship with those people, of course, and others. I don't know if that's common. I feel so full in my heart because of my friendships, and so for me they're so unconditional, and I don't know that everyone is lucky enough to have that, but if you are, then you know what I'm talking about, and if you're not, I recommend trying it.
Well, friendship is a funny thing because you're picking people to share your life with that aren't related to you. So
Thank you,
yeah,
Captain.
so
Obvious.
that's well, I mean, it's
I'm just going to call you Captain from now on.
okay. You do that. I mean, when you have a family member, it's compulsory that you're going to be around them for a lot of your life and communicate with them. But when you have friends that you choose, it's almost more special in a way because you've chosen them to spend your time with.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about the chosen family or family, and yeah, it's a really big deal. I felt that really strongly last night. You know, before Harry took a turn that was making it clear that it was time, we were going to just have a dinner out, kind of last minute dinner out, and of course, Harry's mom was like, "Oh, you guys still go. You know, we're not up for it. You guys go." Well, of course we're not going. What are we bringing over? you're not doing anything, but we're going to come be with you unless you don't want us to be with you. And we respect that too.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really beautiful, as I said, and really helped make sure that we understand we are there for each other, even in the hard times.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is a scary thing for so many people to share that the good times and the bad
Mm-hmm.
times, and to be able to be strong enough for other humans besides the one that you married or
Mm-hmm.
birthed, like to go that extra place. Like you said, not our parents, not our kids. So it's it's really important, I think. Isn't that what this human experience is all about?
Absolutely. Yeah. I was struck when we were just sitting around the living room petting Harry, just how comfortable
Mm-hmm.
it felt.
Yeah.
You just literally feel like these are your people,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't want to be anywhere else
No, and
in those tough
you
times.
don't have to show up a certain way. You never did, actually. And now, like, we've all shared so much going back for decades now. And that's a blessing in itself, because a lot of friendships change over time.
Mm,
We all have, you and I both for sure have friends that I never thought would be not with us. And yeah, at some point things shifts and we're not exactly in touch or at all.
right.
And we're not in each other's lives.
And it's okay.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
And other friends I don't talk to, for, well, it used to be months. Now I think it's grown to years at a time. And if we are blessed enough to have a phone call, it feels like literally not one
Mm,
moment has passed.
hmm. Yeah, one of our friends was talking last night about their friendship with somebody, really, really strong relationship, and early in life, and there was going to be a change in location. I think she was moving somewhere else, and she was real honest with our friend
Oh,
and said, um, "Just so you know, I really love you, and we're probably not going to be friends anymore after this, or we're not going to communicate anymore." And I just thought that was so honest.
so good.
And obviously this person had been through that before, so they
Mm-hmm.
saw the pattern and they were like, before I say goodbye to you, I want to tell you how much you mean to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's real honest.
That reminds me of years ago, we had a couple friendship with a couple who she started pulling back, knowing they were moving, and she started pulling back from our friendship, and it was so sudden, and there was no honest conversation. And I remember the husband saying to you, "Listen, she's having a really hard time, so it's going to be like she closes the door before she leaves, and
Hmm.
I'm really sorry."
Right.
You remember that?
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
were
We were
like,
we were
"What?"
perplexed. We're like, what is going on? These are people we spent like all the time with.
So and we really haven't kept in touch at all. Like we really just through people. So it's again a shift can make or break the remaining years. It's okay.
It reminds me of that lady that talks about getting rid of your clothes. What's that lady's name? She wrote a book
Marie
about it. Yeah,
Kondo.
yeah, her, where she says, go in your closet and pull your clothes out and look at it and say, if you don't need it anymore, you don't wear it anymore, thank it and just put it in the Goodwill bin or whatever you're going to do with it. And it's kind of like that with friends. It's like those certain friendships where it's not going to be forever.
I
And
thought
so
you were going to talk about the fact that I just cleaned my closet out last night.
we could talk about that too. Let's talk about how painful that was for you.
Painful. We'll get back to friendship in a second, but oh my God, pain.
Oh my gosh. I would go out of the room for 1 minute. I'd come back and you're like wandering around in the corner and I'm like, what are you doing?
Drooling.
You're like, you left me. I
I
need
can't
you.
do it.
What do you call it? You need a
Well,
body
I needed,
double?
so I needed,
What does that mean, a body
I
double?
just needed you to be doing something in the same space as me that resembled what I was doing. But that turned out not to be good enough the whole time. I also needed you to literally hold open the
Yes,
bag so I
yes.
could dump
You're
it
like,
in.
help me. I'm like, you're going through your
And the
drawers.
funny
What do
thing
you want
was,
me to do?
the funny thing was, is once the giveaway pile got so big and you turned around, you're like, you're giving all of that away? And you almost sabotaged the whole thing because I was like, I am this close to putting those back in my closet.
No, I
It
was
was
thrilled.
awesome.
I'm so glad that you got
No,
rid of all that stuff.
it's such a weird thing. I mean, I'm so, Virgos are so ashamed of me because I am so good at organizing and cleaning, and I love, like, I get off on that stuff, like the home edit, those chicks back in the day, like, ugh, yes. So, love, 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 and yet when it comes to my personal belongings, I have struggled so much with letting things go, or there's something that it's a real challenge. It makes me feel really
So
uncomfortable
what are
that
you
I
thinking?
own
Yeah,
all of that.
what are you just embarrassed that you have the
It's just
thing?
my special challenge.
Yeah.
It goes along in that bucket.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of attachment. Well, it's really odd. I for someone who has no attachment to almost anything, I have a really weird attachment to a lot of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even use it, a lot of it. So it's
I was watching
bizarre.
a clip of Jerry Seinfeld yesterday, and he was doing a little routine, and he was talking about how he never wants to keep anything, and how he wishes when he goes to the store he could buy something and then have a bin to throw it in at the end, so he has nothing to take home with him. He literally just wants to get rid of everything as
I,
soon
c-
as he buys it.
I could get down with that. I mean, I think once I have it, it's sort of like has its little place, and then the next thing has a place, and then it gets too crowded, and you obviously should get rid of the things that have holes or the things you don't wear or whatever. I don't know. I think there's sometimes I put on like an item of clothing and it's great and I wear it and I loved it, and then I'll see a picture and I'm like, ugh, that nobody told me how heinous that was. So of course then it goes in this like area of my brain that you can never wear that again,
Bad.
or can you? So were you having like body dysmorphia, or you like, what's happening? Why can't you wear it? It's a beautiful whatever. And so it just sits there, and
I
then I'll try it and it just sits there.
I like that you while you're doing this, you're like, can we go over to your side of the closet? Can I pick out things that I want
Oh,
you to get rid of?
so easy. I'm like, what's that box? What's that box? Why are the shoes there? Pick that up. I can do anybody else's stuff. Really.
What is that? What is that?
I'm telling you, girl. But I mean, literally, are you listening? What is happening? Are you listening?
Can't you just pretend like it's somebody else's stuff when you go in there, and just say like, all right, let's look at this like
Well,
from
that would
another
have been really
person's
helpful.
eyes.
Could you not have said that to me
Oh,
yesterday?
see that? Well, now you've done it.
I didn't. I'm not done.
You got some more to do.
Yeah, I know. Okay, that was our commercial
Was
break.
that a little segue into something
So
else?
here's something that occurred to me too. Back to friendship.
We should get our friends to come over and help us take our stuff out of our closet.
That's not the tie-in.
Okay.
Here is the tie-in. I think that there may be some fear involved with loving another person outside of your traditional people you love, like we said, spouse, kids, parents, right? And so when I was thinking about the love of a pet in the family, that a lot of people don't want to have a pet because they don't want to experience what we experienced yesterday and today. They don't want and because you're going to throw unconditional love and you're going to receive it back in a way that, they say they're angels, in a way that no human seems to be able to just do. They don't talk back, they don't whatever, they just want to bring joy, to have joy. It's just a beautiful give and take relationship. And when you get that animal, you know you're going to most likely outlive it
Yes.
by a lot. So
Yeah, no, I definitely
That-
think there's something to that as far as not wanting to put yourself out there, not wanting to expose your heart to something, to let that in so that it will end up dying. I think that actually happened to me a lot when early in my life, when we had a dog that was tragically killed by a car, and I know that it just ripped my soul out of my body when that happened. And we blame my dad because he's the one that let the dog out without a leash. And the dog wandered around and got hit by a car. It was terrible. I don't think we ever really forgave him for that. And I just remember feeling like, how can I let my heart break like this again some other time? And we would walk around the house and there would be the bowl, and it was so sudden and tragic that, and this is a dog that was in its prime, so it wasn't like old and passing on. So you look at the bowl and you cry, and you look at the leash and you cry, and you're like, I'm never going to get that unconditional love from this animal anymore. But you have to let it in. If you're gonna
It's worth it.
if you're gonna live your life, you get so much from those relationships that if you don't open your heart to that, you're missing out. It's like loving anything.
Right. So relating it to friendship, which is where I was going with that, is that's how I friend, right? Like I friend like a pet to the best of my ability. And I'm going to be there. I'm excited to see you. I will
You're
give
gonna
you
wag the tail.
anything. I literally wag. My energy is literally like a tail wagging. And it's okay if I don't get that back. It's so much like a dog in that way. And I'm going to give and give and give. And where I think sometimes there's a misconception is that that's supposed to last forever. I know it's my own thought. Why wouldn't it? And I guess, can you throw yourself into a relationship with someone that you aren't married to or tied to by blood, and it be so committed and so loyal that you never have to worry? And I think that's what you were describing last night. Like, there's no chance our friends, bless them, like everything about us. Okay? There's just no chance.
I don't see what it is they wouldn't like.
You don't have to like I always say, well, we don't have to be married. Like, we don't have to like every single thing, but we can accept, full-heartedly accept, and navigate these beautiful moments, hard and easy, fun and sad, all of it together. And I cannot imagine life without them. I don't want to imagine life without them. When they go away on a vacation, I feel funny that they're not here. And I think vice versa. We've kind of joked about it. And that's good. Like, oh my gosh, I really miss you. Like, it's not fake. It's genuine. We are each other's, pets in that way. Like, I mean, today, our friends navigating without their dog being there is going to be really weird, that there's not another like living, breathing, that entity isn't there. And that's one of the hardest things, I think, that one of the hardest changes, that it's so clearly drastic. Really, any person, I suppose, that isn't there anymore.
When you spend so much of your life with
You're
an animal.
caretaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so. I think there's a fear. Yeah, so I have a friend we haven't seen in a long time, and I just got word this morning that there's a chance she might feel hurt and kind of be pulling herself away from anyone because whatever stories she's telling herself. I don't know. But here's my issue. I didn't know that. I just thought life. Okay. I've made an effort. I've done my job and remembered to say, hey, would love to get together and see you. I put that out there, and I didn't get the information back that there was even a potential of a feeling that was negative. I had no idea.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
kind of like our conversation on ghosting, where
yeah,
it's just, sometimes I think it's easier to just not communicate,
sure,
and just move on with the people around you.
Well,
That's
so
not
that
happening
brings me
with.
to the next question. How do we know if there are certain unspoken rules of what's okay to talk about and what isn't? Is every topic on the table? Are only some topics on the table? And I think that most friendships probably have some on, some off. But when it comes to conversation about how you communicate with each other, how you feel about each other, is that off the table if you're a good friend? Like,
It shouldn't be.
I wouldn't think so.
I mean,
I
it's the foundation of the friendship. So why wouldn't you just
What's the
what,
foundation though?
being honest about whatever if there's an issue in the relationship itself, like that's
Right.
like the most important thing to have the communication
So
about.
what do you think that is, that it's so hard for somebody to say I feel this way? Like that maybe people just aren't understanding that they have, maybe they don't have the tools to say, "Hey,
Or maybe they don't even know how
you
to
may
feel.
not
Maybe they don't know
mean to
how they're
do that."
feeling either. Like it could be that it's just it's so much in the back of their mind. It's kind of like when you talked about that dress that you didn't like. You're like, oh, I'm not going to wear that again. But you're probably not thinking of that. You're just in the back of your mind, like, I didn't like the way I looked in that. So it could be that when a person is having a problem with another person, they just know there's a problem, but they don't even want to go there. They don't even know what the problem is. It's just like, I'm just not going to call that person anymore. I'm just going to stay away from them because they're not even thinking about it. They're just
So that's interesting. So it wouldn't even be that there's somebody like weaving a story that isn't necessarily even true.
right,
They're just not even gonna go look. They're just gonna
right.
not look at it.
And they might have been hurt before, so they may not want to go there again. Like, oh, I did that one time where I had a problem with a friend. I brought it up, and the whole thing blew up. So I'm just not going to go there again. So there could be residual past pain from that type of a situation that could cause them not to want to go there again. And it also could be that they don't want there to be if you talk about it, it's going to be out there. And that could be something that you can't recover from. So then it's like, I'll just stay away from that topic. Just don't even want to go there. It's just easier to let it sit, and maybe it'll work itself out. I mean, there's a risk in any conversation you have with someone. And if it's something that's painful, letting a person know how you feel about some wrong that happened,
So
that
that's
could
what I was
be,
about to say.
yeah.
Like if you have, maybe we can help with the idea of a tool or a phrasing that could be like something like I've been feeling something, and I don't know if it's something I'm just making up or if it's real, but I value our friendship and respect you and want you in my life with like an open door policy. So if you're feeling that I did something to you, or you just haven't been able to share it with me, I would really like you to, because it's affecting how I feel, and it's affecting how I feel when we're together.
That is a beautiful way to say it. Really.
Like, what would you'd be okay if somebody said that to you? Because it would
Yes.
make you think.
I would be honored to have a friend say something to me like that, because it would show me how much they valued our friendship, that there was something bothering them and they wanted to get it kind of out in the open and not be affected by it.
See,
So I think
I
it's
feel
great.
that way too, but obviously not everybody does. And I don't even think that they feel, I don't even think I can put it into terms that the way I used to, which is that they must not think it's worth it. So they're not going to just be open and honest with me about they're clearly not feeling okay. So it's I don't need to mess with that if they won't come to me first, and like all this kind of stuff back and forth. If that's just all a big spiral of like, you know,
If the relationship, if they don't feel the relationship is worth it, then I can see them not saying anything. It's
yeah,
like
but
not valued enough.
I have a feeling that's not really the problem. So let's just for a quick see if it goes somewhere with, if that's not the issue. If you come to the table assuming that everybody enjoys and values a relationship, then what?
Well,
It's just a personality difference.
maybe they are not so sure that they should be upset by the situation. So to bring it up might highlight their own sensitivities. So that's one thing. And I would say another could be, it's like if a friendship is supposed to be friendly, now you're bringing up some kind of bump in the road, it almost taints this relationship in a way. If it's supposed to be just free and easygoing, and it becomes almost like, well, we're not in a relationship. We're not in a, a romantic relationship. We don't have to live with each other. So why am I bringing up an issue that is kind of bringing this surface relationship to a different level? Like that could also be an issue they might be thinking of.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you're right. Like if there's a lot of work involved,
Mm-hmm.
both parties have to decide if that's worth their time.
Right.
Because maybe what's first seemed like a great friendship, or maybe came together because of kids or family or something, at some point maybe the common ground is not the same.
Right. Right. It could be a work relationship and now you're not working there anymore, or you might have moved out of an area.
But it's just not necessarily meeting eye to eye on what your friendship with that person looks like.
Right.
So, and I don't have any guilt about that, and I don't have any, blame to point my finger at to anyone. I just think sometimes it's okay.
Right.
I don't know.
And what it does for me too is it really accentuates the relationships that are so easy that we have with people. Like we were talking about our friends last night. It just brings that to a whole nother level when you compare that to more, not as long-lasting relationships, when you know that there are people in your life that have been there for decades and will be there for decades. The ones that fall off because of changes in life circumstances, it's okay.
It is. I think it is too. And maybe they circle back, maybe they don't. Just, yeah.
Maybe they're
like
just Facebook friends.
different season. Yeah, I mean, there's really different levels to friendship.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. For sure. And that's why I highly recommend not being afraid to pour your heart and soul into a friendship. Just knowing that that's how you want to be. I want to be that way. So I'm not going to worry if I'm getting that back or not. I'm going to be me anyway. And that may be too much for some people. In fact, I know for sure it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just not.
What's that shirt you have?
I'm not for everyone.
Right. I love that.
Me too.
Just as long as you're for me.
I really love that. I'm not for everyone. So it's okay. That's, are we going to end every episode? It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. They're there. Yeah. I do think that that's the whole thing, is that when you have a good, strong, common, it's the same bond as a true love. I think
Mm-hmm.
you can navigate all the different things that come your way, stormy waters and otherwise. Waters?
Waters?
What the heck?
Is there a D in that word? Well, as long as I have you as my best friend, I can handle anything.
Oh my God. Were
Was
you
that
going to say that
was
the whole
cheesy?
time? Did you think of that earlier?
I just thought of it the second. It just popped into my head.
Dave. Well, that is certainly the basis of long-term relationships, I think. So yes, friendship is a really big deal, and chosen family is a really big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, and would be in a lot of ways more powerful than even blood in a lot of ways, because that's just obvious and comes with the package.
That's right.
I love that.
Yeah.
So be like Harry.
That's right.
Love unconditionally.
Love Harry.
And
go for walks.
take yourself for a walk. Yeah. Go walk the dog. No, I think that a good takeaway is to not be afraid to fully love anyone. Even if you know in advance that it's going to have either an expiration date or an ending. It always does. Everything does.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
That's right. Live in the moment.
Thanks, Captain.
Before we leave you, I think it's appropriate, since this episode is about friendship, that you think about a friend out there that might enjoy the show and share it with them. And also, don't forget to follow, like, rate, and review our little podcast. And we'll see you next time.